everyone, this is Kayla and Briar Rose, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, which apparently is really boring. This is our story and a little Q&A, and somebody's very excited because she just woke up from her nap. So yeah, oh bless you. So let's go ahead and get into the questions. I asked on Instagram, which it will be linked below, both my Instagram and her Instagram, as well as the company that trained her, and like I said, the bandana company, Wild Mutt Co. They'll all be linked below, so check that out. My first question is, where did you get your diabetic alert dog? So I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it at least a couple of times, and definitely in previous videos. She is from Diabetic Alert Dogs of America, and they are based and from Las Vegas, Nevada. They're really, really wonderful and amazing, and I just love their company so much. They're very sweet, very helpful. I got lucky with her. She was picked out for me not too long after she was born, and you know, taken through all the steps to become a Disney dog, ready for anything, and she's turned out all right, I think. She just is saying she wants me to rub her tummy. If you are curious about getting a dog or just want to view their website, that will also be linked down below, and you can check that out. Okay, so the second question says, do you ever not want to take your dog everywhere, or has it held you back at all? So she is a very happy lady. She gets very excited around water, hence the lab. So sometimes it can be a little challenging, you know, if I'm just trying to lay at the beach or at the lake. So once in a while, if I want to have a more relaxing and not swim playtime, I'll probably leave her behind just for a little bit, but most of the time, like 99.9% of the time, she is with me 24/7, 7 days a week, no matter what we're doing, we're together, and I really love that. So yeah, so we spend a lot of time together. We like to go on lots of adventures. She absolutely loves going places and seeing new things and experiencing new things. But of course, she's always right at my side and there to help me if I need her to alert. And also just to help me in other ways than that too. Something I didn't really think about when I was getting a diabetic alert dog was the fact that I'm getting, you know, a dog that's gonna love and care for me all the time and be by my side if I'm feeling sad or any kind of emotion, or even when I'm feeling happy, and celebrate together. I don't feel like it's held me back at all. However, it has made certain things more challenging. I did mention she is 1.5 years and she's a very happy lady. So sometimes, like when I go bowling or like, I don't know, just something random, not that I feel like she holds me back, but I just have to sometimes put her before me because it might be a new experience to her that she hasn't gone through, and so she needs me to train her through it. But we haven't gone through an experience that we haven't conquered together, so I'm really proud of her and how she continues to learn and progress and how we grow together as a team. The next question is, what was the process like? It was fairly simple actually. I had just done some research, found the company online, looked at their website, and then they have an application like tab that you can click on. So I just filled out the application online. It just kind of asks general information about yourself and like if you're in work or if you're schooling or like whatever, you know, your life might be like. So it's really, really simple to fill out, and then after a while they, you know, email you back or give you a call, and then you just kind of are put on a waiting list. For me, I had actually originally asked for a golden retriever because I had had labs previously, but I've never had a golden retriever, so I thought that would be kind of fun to get a different kind of dog. However, after some temperament testing and really thinking about, you know, the Disneyland environment, both the owner of the company and other trainers, along with myself and my family, we all kind of decided together that it is better to get a more assertive or brave dog, because most golden retrievers, and especially the ones that were you know, available to the company at the time, were just not the right fit for that environment. But then they had this sweet girl whose birth name was Joy. She was just brave and perfect, and a little bit headstrong, but that's the way we like them, right? Let's see. What was the process like and the cost? So the cost, it's not like, you know, a guide dog for the blind, which may be, you know, funded by outside, you know, people or charities or things like that. Getting a diabetic alert dog is a choice that you as a diabetic have to make, and know that it's gonna be expensive. Not only are you signing up, you know, for the life of a dog, meaning like approximately 10 years. I mean, it obviously depends on what breed you get, but on average, maybe a 10-year, you know, life with a dog. And that can get expensive just in food and all that kind of stuff, vet bills. But on top of that, of course, you have to pay, you know, to get the dog from the breeder or the rescue, depending on what the company you choose decides to go with, or if you yourself decide to owner train. It's pretty expensive. I do know that Diabetic Alert Dogs of America, which is where I got Briar Rose from, they have 3 options, I believe. One is where you provide the dog and you can take it to get trained. And then another is where you provide the dog and they train it. So the first one is where you go with them. Oh my goodness, silly girl. The first one is where you go with them and train the dog with the trainers, I believe. And the second one is they take the dog, but you are the one who purchased it. And those are 2 different price points that I am not aware of. Yeah, so I chose the third option, which is that they provide the dog, they get it from a breeder, and they do all the training themselves, and then they deliver the dog once they are quote unquote fully trained. Because if you don't know, a service dog is never fully trained. It needs constant TLC and updates, and every day we're just working and training together and learning together and getting stronger as a team. Yeah, so that one actually cost $15,000, which is a lot. I did some fundraising, a GoFundMe, family and friends donated, all that good stuff. My grandma helped a lot, really a lot, and so I'm very, very thankful to her, so thank you, Grandma. Yeah, and I've just been working and saving and all that good stuff while I was on the wait list. I was working like crazy. I was on the wait list for, I want to say a while, because the first probably 3 months I was waiting for a golden retriever, and so we kind of were going through that process, and then from there to about like 6 months, I don't know the timelines exactly, then that's when I was kind of in the process of switching breeds. And then in December of that year she was born, and they thought that she would be a good match for me, so I had to wait for her to kind of grow up a little bit too. So she got delivered just over a year of age, so I've had her for just a few months, but we've been doing really good. The next question is just asking if I paid for it. If not, what are the expenses now? So I kind of already answered that about, you know, the payment portion, which you do actually, there's a $2,500 deposit, which I completely paid myself out of money that I had saved before applying for the dog. What are the expenses now? I believe the expenses are the same. However, I haven't looked at it since I currently have a dog and I'm not in need of it. I do know different companies do have different prices, so just kind of check that out if that's what you're interested in. But again, I cannot recommend Diabetic Alert Dogs enough. I love them. The next question says, so I'm 12 and I just got type 1. How do I convince my parents to get me a dog like yours? Well, that's an interesting question. Being that you're 12 is definitely more your parents' decision. However, I would hope that they listen to, you know, your wants and needs, but do know that a dog is a really, really, really big responsibility. And so if you want a dog, you have to be ready to take on that responsibility and the training and, you know, the well-being and care of your dog. For me, I'm 25. I was 24 at the time, and I just said, hey, this is what I'm doing, like, hope it's okay. So I would say just really kind of write down, you know, your pros and your cons. So your pros are they're going to help you in a tighter range, or they're going to help you get through school and different things like that. And then the cons, I would just say like things that you're aware of that you're willing to work for and towards. Like I had mentioned, you know, the well-being and upkeep of the dog and the responsibility of having a dog. So I think if you really show that you're ready to be responsible and take care of not only yourself and your diabetes management, which comes first, you need to express to them that you'll be able to care for a dog and that you're really ready to take that next step. And don't think of it as, you know, a family pet, because it's a lot more and it's a lot different than that. But hopefully if your parents are really supportive, you know, they'll be totally down. It is a really big financial decision as well, so take that into account for sure. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. With other type 1 diabetic people around you, does Briar Rose alert you if their glucose level is off? So yes, actually, believe it or not, a diabetic alert dog is not specifically trained to their handler's scent or blood sugar, which they alert to highs above 150 and 80 and below for the lows. Anyone, not even diabetics, do create that scent, that high scent and that low scent, and the dogs can pick up on that. So it is really interesting sometimes. Like this past Thanksgiving, we had family over, and my uncle actually, he had high blood sugar, but we had to test everyone in the room to find out why Briar Rose was so persistent about her alerting. So yes, they do alert to other people and diabetics. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is, you know, test yourself, and if you're in an okay range, obviously you set your 15-minute timer to see if you're going to be high or low, or if there's a fast change, because they can do a pre-alert. You know, you test and you're okay, and then you wait the 15 minutes and you're still okay, but your dog is being persistent and you've been like sitting at your desk in school and the person next to you is like pretty close. Well, you can probably guess that it's that person next to you or something like that. It's kind of trial by error, you know, to see if it's you or someone else. It doesn't happen that often for me, so it shouldn't be like a huge deal, I would imagine, especially like I said, I work at Disneyland, so I'm around so many people every single day, and there's only been a handful of times where she's alerted and it's not been for me. Because as we all know, if you are a type 1 diabetic, as much as we strive for that straight line, all bodies do have changes, and so the dog is right there ready to catch them. The next question is she always on duty? So this is a yes and a no. So on duty meaning super like well-behaved, sit, stay, down, listening to every single like command and by my side and on her leash and all that kind of stuff. She is not always on duty, because like right now while I'm filming this video, she has free time. She can lay on her bed, she can go get some water, you know, all that good stuff. She's just in my room here, so she has that free space and we can play together, and she has lots of toys and bones she likes to play with. But I also say no, because as you saw earlier in the video, I was just kind of sitting down to film this and she alerted me, but she was having her free time because she didn't have to be doing anything with me, but she did, you know, alert me to that high blood sugar. So she is constantly aware of me and what my body is doing, even when she has that free time. It's really incredible, actually. It's happened a few times where she'll be playing or we'll be playing together and she's, you know, off in her own little world, like having the time of her life, and then she'll just stop and look at me and stare, and then she'll come up to me and she'll paw, which is her alert. And I just think it's so fun that she, you know, loves her job so much that she'll stop playing with one of her favorite toys just to come over and like alert me, which of course she gets treats, which is like the sweet end of the deal for her, which is really great because she's super food motivated. But yeah, so that's really fun that she's good with that. Like when it comes to on duty, off duty, meaning like playtime and pet with outside of, you know, my family. Most of the time, if she's outside of my home, she is on duty. Just meaning, like, I don't want people to just instigate play whenever, because she needs to know that I'm the one that instigates play. So if I say, like, it's okay, go say hi to, like, my best friend or something, she knows that then it's okay to, you know, get excited and play. And then she knows once I say, okay, like, come back or heal or whatever it might be, lay down, then she knows, like, okay, I'm back to, you know, listening to what mom says. How can we help support you with your diabetes? That's a really sweet question. Really the best thing is education. So if you've sat through this entire video, that's already a great way to support me and to support people with type 1 diabetes, is just learning more about, you know, their lives, if they have a service dog, their different devices, and just being there for them. For me, it's really nice just to, like, hear it in words, like, I'm here for you, I support you, I care for you, and that kind of stuff. It depends on the person, really. It's really supportive if, you know, you're having high blood sugar or a low blood sugar, and, you know, my friends and my family are really amazing. They'll stop and take time for me to take care of and do what I need to do, which is, like, all I can ask. So I don't know, just little things like that. There's not really any that I can think of, like, big things. I don't know, just education, in, you know, just to the public too, like the differences between type 1 and type 2, and all the, like, questions that diabetics get asked all the time, which kind of drive us crazy. And then especially for service dog handlers, all of those questions, and also education about, you know, the law of service dogs and the different requirements and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that answers all of those questions, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Send any comments or extra questions down below. I would love to answer those, or if you have any ideas for any other videos. Yeah, so subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.